Is that okay? Because obviously it's an incredibly demanding role for Benedict and Johnny, and Benedict's also been poorly, so we appreciate him doubly doing this for us tonight because it is extremely demanding of your voices, and I'm glad that everyone's doing it. Johnny, as homework, I read the book for the first time, which I loved. Has anyone else here read the book? Frankenstein. Wow, brilliant. Okay. So everyone will know that. Most people will know that the book starts very much on Victor. It's all about Victor, it's about his motivation.
Yeah.
It's completely flipped it on its head, and you start with the creature. Why did you decide to do that?
Because we wanted to relocate it. One of the things that the movie's manifestations of the story have done is they've twisted the life of the creature and turned it into a monster, really. And all the mannerisms and tics that we've all grown up with, and some of them are wonderful, you know, some of it's very pleasurable what the movies have done with the creature, but some of them are not so, and you need to redress that. And because obviously in the book, as obviously you've all read it, you all know, as not only does he have a voice, he is a very articulate voice, and a highly intelligent person he is as well. And we wanted to do that, and we thought the best way to do that is to start with his birth. You literally see the point of view of the creature first.
You weren't worried about taking out the motivation of Frankenstein in the first place? Because that sort of sets up the motivation for why he creates it in the book anyway.
For Victor?
Yeah, so for Victor. So you want to understand where he's coming from.
I know, everybody who said that to me, we knew they didn't understand what we were trying to do. People said, you get used to it, because I work in the movie business and you get used to it in America, people say things to you, and you just know that's not what we're going to do. It's not doing that. The whole point of it is we start with the creature and he's just born. And we will have a little bit of Victor at the beginning, that's fine, but then he's going to disappear for 40 minutes and then he's going to play catch-up. They are extraordinary, these guys, because obviously they play this part, they both do this role, as you've seen them both doing it. They also have to play Victor, which is a challenge, because it's not as great a part. He doesn't disappear for 40 minutes, and then he catches up. Unbelievable weight of load he has to do to catch up. So that was all. We wanted to really change the balance, really. And it is just so good.
It does address quite a lot of his part is addressing why he's done it. The wonderful, the part of the village that's such a way to do it and so on. He really is obsessed with science. The great overhanging, spectre of science throughout the whole play, and it's really stuck in this. I think it's also about nature. It's great.
Yeah. I think a big motivation for all these obsessions episode is the idea that he multiplied in caring for Elizabeth, this woman who's now arranged to marry you, and that he's very close to and adored in childhood, but the obsession of his adolescence and early, adult life has sort of taken over, and that was spurred, I think, subconsciously by his mother dying, looking after a sick cousin, and the idea then of losing someone big, how do you then reverse that when you try to create life out of death? And so I think it's very vital that moment where his father is back down and says, when your mother was dying, he was don't bring her into this, because for him that's everything. That's why he got started. And he tells Will in the craft why he's obsessed, how he became obsessed. The sort of, I don't know, the kind of avalanche of his energy going into it. But that's chemo, and that's something that I often want to all of that. But I also think that you get deeper that later on, like 20% because the idea of trying to create perfection and life is on.
It wasn't extraordinary what she was writing about, because obviously she was right, and it's why we had the Industrial Revolution training at the beginning, is because she was writing really at the dawn of this age, this extraordinary age of science was just arriving. And she's surrounded also by these extraordinary men, brilliant men, obviously, her husband, Shelley, and Byron was often there as well, and her father's a very intimidating figure as well, intellectual. And yet she writes them without any ego. She just portrays them, and the advances that are coming through this amazing image of the creature, of man being able to create a creature. And it's why it's lived on, probably, and will live on much longer than their work, Shelley and Byron's work. This story will last as a cast.
Don't be afraid. This is how I see. Please. My, you have been in the wars. What happened to you? Where are you from? Where are your mother and father?
I'm going to skip through to the next one because I think we're running out of time and I do want to give you all lots of chances to ask lots of questions. Do you go into it? Or do you?
Stage play, I think you are. It's weird. One of the weird things about being an actor, you're in your own audience with television and film and things like that. You get very well.
How long does the makeup take to do? And to get
It's in your house.
wow, every day to do
About 40 minutes take off.
45
Because he's there's certain contractual obligation for me to have hair for a certain job I like to do.
that my mum did say to say hi to Sherlock. She didn't say hi to
Pass it on.
she didn't say hi to you, Johnny, but a woman I did actually say a woman I met in the queue, no, this is complimentary. He said, oh, I hope I get to see Johnny as a creature because I really want to see him in different fans and different things. It's just another clip which I think sort of brings up
Today, original sin. There are two schools of thought. One says that we're all made imperfect and require the assistance of a higher authority, a deity, to overcome the sin of being born. The other school of thought, to which I subscribe, insists that when we leave the womb, we are pure, that a babe in arms is untainted by sin, that evil is the product of social forces, and that God has nothing to do with how a man turns out, be it good or be it bad. We not do bad things.
Sorry to put you going through that. It is great. It's fantastic to watch. There's just amazing performances. But it's that concept that, again of original sin, which is the first time that's brought in, and whether Frankenstein is born, whether people are born with or without original sin, and just that idea of whether Frankenstein is whether the creature is inherently bad, whether he's turned bad. And I just wanted to get your
Yeah,
thoughts.
I think that the book, I would even go as far as to say, takes the stance that there is no such thing as sin, and that you are essentially a product of social forces. I think it's one of the wonderful many subjects that people work in London. But I think it's probably the greatest thing, and I think that's what the great thing about telling it from the creature's point of view is, because you see all these things. And most of the people that come, that my friends come to see me play the creature, they all feel man murders fine people.
It's amazing. It's that you can't.
And this is terrible stuff happens, but everyone understands because you illustrate that. But there's an excuse for anyone to understand.
And he has self-knowledge as well. He understands his predicament, which is torturous.
Which is a difference between humans, most humans, I think, who, when they sin, when they fault, they don't have a lot of self-awareness necessarily. Some people just
cultures, whether they're religions or whether they're experiences you have in a certain social setting, whether the things you place in you like religion, sometimes give you a moral compass. Like the old man is the moral compass. He's the person who gives the creature his intellectual world the idea of what is placed in a world of ideas, and that's where his self-consciousness is it's not just language and understanding what's good and bad. It's also siphoning through a very